Hey guys, so today in Whitney's kitchen we will be making some old-fashioned Jamaican bread pudding. So here I'm starting with my fresh bread. I know that we normally use stale bread or refrigerated bread or frozen bread to make bread pudding, but today I'm showing you guys that fresh bread is just as good. So I'm starting by cutting my bread in some small pieces or some small cubes. We are now going to add some sugar to the bread. I have about half cup of granulated sugar. Let's now go in with our cinnamon powder. We want to give this bread a nice coat of the cinnamon powder, as there's nothing like a nice bread pudding rich of that cinnamon flavor. We now have here some nutmeg powder. We're going to give a nice little sprinkle over that bread. I had melted some butter in the microwave, so I'm now going to add that melted butter. We are using here half cup. So guys, have you ever wondered, like, when you bite into that raisin from Devon's ice cream and you taste that nice rummy flavor in the raisin? I wouldn't be so, but let me tell you something. I soaked half cup of raisins in some white rum and some red label wine, and let me tell you about the smell and taste of these raisins. I'm going to add about half cup of that raisin. I've drained it to my mixture, and I'm going to go in now and give it a nice little mix. So in Jamaica, I remember mommy always greasing our baking pan with some nice butter, but here I'm using some cooking spray, which is going to be just as good. We want, when our cake is finished baking, we can just easily lift it outside of the pan. I said cake, but I meant pudding. We're now going to transfer that bread mixture to your baking tin. You're going to notice that you have some raisins that have settled to the bottom of the pan. So you want to ensure that we have a nice, even distribution of the raisins. So we're now going to set this aside and prepare our liquid mixture for our pudding. So here we're adding a cup of cow's milk. And we're going to go ahead and transfer our milk to our mixing bowl. That wine and white rum mixture that we had our raisin soaking in, we're going to use half cup of that same mixture Like the smell. Ooh. It's yogurt time. So I will be using a 5-ounce strawberry yogurt, but any yogurt will just be as good. Whether it be strawberry, whichever your favorite flavor is. However, guys, you definitely will not taste the yogurt flavor after the pudding is finished baking. So here I'm going to measure out 1/2 cup of condensed milk, which I'm going to add to my liquid mixture. There's nothing like a sweet, nice pudding. So we don't want to not have enough sweetness and it just won't be pudding or pastry, because pastry is normally sweet. So you want, when you have that sweet tooth and you bite into that bread pudding, you definitely taste that sweet taste. So I just added the remainder of my sugar to my liquid mixture. If you guys used everything initially, then that's quite fine, because at least the sugar will be on the bread already. So I'm now going in with some vanilla flavoring, right? And here I have some almond flavoring as well, as I'm going to add some to it. We don't want to add too much so that we'll get that overpowering almond taste, but we definitely want to have that flavor in there. We're now adding some cinnamon extract. I know I used a lot of cinnamon initially on the bread, but remember, as I said, once you're talking about bread pudding, we're talking about that nice rich cinnamon flavor. Sorry. So I just added a little more cinnamon powder, and I'm also going to go in with my nutmeg powder. I'm having some serious tongue twisters right now. So here I'm going to crack 2 eggs and add to my mixture. We don't want to crack the eggs into the mixture, guys, because you know that eggs can be bad, and we're not going to know that it's bad until we crack it. So we want to crack and transfer. I totally forgot to remove the eye from my first egg. However, I'm going to go in and remove that eye. I'm not sure if it's entirely true, but I said that when you cook with the eye of the egg, it tends to give the cake a more raw kind of taste. So we just want to ensure that we remove the eye, just to be on the safe side. And I'm now going to add some more cow's milk. Just want to finish the box, to be honest. So after adding all of these ingredients, we're now going to go in and give it a nice little mix. But before I start, I need to just put some salt inside of there. Here I'm using some pink salt. I love my pink salt. They say that pink salt is a little bit more healthier, and that's really the reason I use it. There's no real distinct taste. It does not taste pink, whatever pink tastes like. So now we're giving my mixture a nice little mix. So I want to mix that nicely to get all the flavors infused, so we can pour this over our bread pudding. Like, thinking about it, talking about it is making me so excited, because I really cannot wait for you guys to try this recipe. And please remember to share your results with us on my Instagram and tag us at Whitney's_kitchen_. And don't forget to follow us. I'm now going to add some evaporated milk. This here is light evaporated milk, which is completely optional. I just like the flavor of the evap milk, that rich, nice, milky flavor. And we just want to mix everything together. Look at that. Nice, milky, and rich. So we're now going to pour our mixture over our bread that's already in our baking tin. That nice soak. You know, I used to always wonder before I make bread pudding. I mean, I see how my mama used to make it, and I wonder, like, how she pour all that liquid into the bread and it come out so, like, rich and nice and not too saggy and that crispy top. But let me tell you one trick that I've learned. I save some of the bread from the thing when I mix up the bread and the sugar and everything, right? I'm not sure if I told you guys before, but I'd save some just to add to the top, so that when my bread pudding is finished baking, I have that nice crunch on top and that nice puddingy taste below. So you know that I mean, pudding tends to be softer than a cake, but nothing beats some nice crunch while you're eating. So now I'm carefully placing my bread. Not carefully, but it really doesn't matter, guys. Just want to get that bread over the top, and I'm going in with some raisins, some soaked raisins on top as well, because we want to have that pudding below and have that raisins in the middle, and then the nice crispy top. Look at my bread pudding, guys. I baked this at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Like, look at the bread pudding. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram at Whitney's_kitchen_. Bye, guys.